Did you miss me? Because I missed you. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you what? Never miss a beat, right? Also, make sure you support the channel by liking this video. You can also support in other ways like donating. I will put in the description box below how you can donate. You can do so by using PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I have also put my Zelle information in the description for those that use Zelle. You can also use Super Chats, whatever you want. Whatever your heart desires, I love you for it. And shout out to all of you that donate each and every week. It doesn't go unnoticed. I see it and I love you guys for it. I was shouting out those people that were donating. However, some people didn't really want their names out there. They didn't really want to be noticed for that. So I'm just going to say a thank you. I'm just going to leave it at that. Y'all know who you are. I love you to death. Thank you for supporting me. Last but not least, join the conversation. Baby, there was this episode was wow. We got a lot to talk about, okay? Let's just jump right into it. First of all, before we jump right into it, thank y'all for your patience. I know a lot of you each and every Sunday look forward to these after shows and you're waiting patiently, and I love y'all for that. I really do. It's been a really busy summer for me. I've been doing a lot. Typically, I don't really do much in my life. I work, I come home, I watch TV, I smoke a blunt, I go to bed, okay? But this summer, I have been busy. I've been busy from Miami to Atlanta to just so many different places. I just got back from Atlanta. I went to Beyonce's Renaissance tour, night 3 in Atlanta. If any of you were there, let me know in the comments if you were there, how you liked the show. But yeah, I went to Atlanta. So I was going to do the after show in my hotel while I was in Atlanta. However, that just wasn't really feasible. It wasn't really easy for me to do because there was just so much going on, right? I had so much going on and it wasn't easy for me to just sit down, watch Zeus, take notes and film and all that. Like there was no time. But other than that, I had a great time. The show was amazing. That was my first time seeing Beyonce perform. If you would like to watch my journey going to the Renaissance tour, I did a vlog. I'm trying to do more vlogging. I'm trying to change my channel up and do some different things. So if you guys would also support that, support my vlogs that I post, I would really appreciate it. I know most of you come here for the after shows and the Zeus content, and I appreciate that, but I would love for you guys to support my vlogs. So go check out my most recent video, which is Beyonce, I almost said Rihanna, Beyonce's Renaissance Tour, Atlanta Night 3. I did a 20-minute vlog, footage from the concert, footage of me on the way there, all that good stuff. Okay, let's jump into it because we're already 3 minutes in, and I've got 5 pages of notes. This is the longest notes I've ever had doing a Zeus after show, and I doubt we're going to be able to make it all the way through, but I'm going to try. So hopefully I don't get off into a tangent and I don't start talking about, you know, dragging anything out. So make sure you check out my vlog that's posted now. This episode picks up off where Yummy and Wet Wet were arguing in the kitchen. And y'all know we talked about Andrea last week with her voodoo doll and whatnot, and I really like Andrea. I don't know what it is about her, but at this point, with Wet Wet and Miss Yummy fighting, Andrea's on the sideline egging the shit on, okay? Andrea's on the sideline saying, that's what you get. That's what you get, bitch. You talked all this shit. That's what you get. Andrea is over here doing like, yeah. And then she went and licked the spoon right after. Now, Wet Wet, why did you have to go fight Yummy like that? Like, I don't really get Wet Wet's beef with Yummy, and that's been a topic of conversation. Everyone's like, Wet Wet, why did you get involved with Yummy and Miss Natural's situation? And Wet Wet is saying because Miss Natural was trying to fight Yummy, and Yummy don't want the smoke now. So Miss Natural, or I'm sorry, y'all. Their names just get me all mixed up. So, Wet Wet said that she jumped in because she feels like Yummy is a scary ass bitch. But I'm like, okay, they don't give you the reason to jump in, Wet Wet. Come on, because now you got involved in somebody's fight. But then again, I have to think about it. I'm like, okay, maybe Wet Wet is being strategic because she knows if I get involved, I get camera time. If I get camera time, I might come back next season. Because let's face it, the reason the reason that Wet Wet is there is because she pretty much helped carry last season. Come on now. Somebody speak up and let me know. Did Wet Wet not help carry last season? And when I say carry, I mean that she's one of the main people that was talked about and seen on last season. Now here come Ricardo. Y'all know Ricardo is the choreographer of the group. Here he comes asking, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Why y'all fighting? And I'm just like, I hope he's not here to play referee. If Ricardo is going to be in every episode here to play referee, please keep it. Or, like, please, Ricardo, just, like, no. And don't get me wrong, I like Ricardo. He seems nice. He's handsome. Whatever. But this is the motherfucking Bad Girls Club, Ricardo. They're here to fight. They're here to shade each other and read each other down. I know it's Joselines Cabaret, but y'all know I call it the Bad Girls Club because that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the New Age Bad Girls Club. And that's why I love Joselines Cabaret. Now, Yummy, we got to talk, baby girl. We got to talk, Yummy. Come close, Yummy. If you're watching, come close. I need you to take these animals that you call wigs off your head and throw them directly in the trash. Okay? I don't know if, like, what's going on. Either Yummy just don't have style or she don't have the money to get a good, like, I don't know what it is, but every season Yummy comes on with some oversized wig that looks a hot fucking mess. Yummy, please, baby girl, please invest in a good wig or do like I do. When my hair look a goddamn hot mess, when my hair look a kinky mess, bitch, I throw a cap on. I throw a bandana on. Only time y'all gonna see my hair out is when I got my curls popping, I got some product in it, but y'all are not gonna see me walking around like this on camera. Why? Because I know I look a hot fucking mess. Okay? I know I look a hot fucking mess. Alright? Can we talk about T-Love for a minute? T-Love is the one that was making the big deal over the voodoo doll last week. Talking about, you know, she's a woman of God and you a woman of God, but you busting your pussy wide open on camera, on TV for the world to see, stripping every night for a few dollars. But voodoo is where you draw the line. Or let me rephrase that. A voodoo doll is where you draw the line. So, T-Love is her name. I didn't agree with what she did last week. I didn't agree with how she handled Andrea and the voodoo doll situation because it was giving very much pick me. It was giving very much I want camera time. But one thing we can't deny about T-Love is that she is gorgeous. Homegirl is stunning, okay? The fuck is that? Like an ant. Some kind of little bug on my desk. Look like an ant. I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh, let me kill this bitch. Okay. Now Andrea is offended because they told her to go on medication. Because they were referring to last week when, you know, some of the girls were just saying they feel like Andrea is up and down and left and right and moody and getting involved in things that don't belong to her. And I think Tila said, you know, maybe you need to take some medication. And Andrea got a little bit offended, and I see where she's coming from because it's like, bitch, you don't know me. We just walked up in this hole. How you gonna tell me that I need medication? Andrea said it was offensive, and I kind of agree with her. Don't tell me I need medicine. If you feel like I need to calm down, just say, yo, sis, calm down. Smoke a blunt. Take a shot. But the moment you say you need to get on medication, that's fighting words where I'm from. I don't know about y'all. Outside of the house, we see Abby, we see Yummy, and we see Andrea talking. And Abby and um Abby and Andrea, I feel like we're trying to give Yummy some like words of encouragement or some words of advice. And I think at one point, Andrea tells Yummy, well, maybe you guys could squash all this if you just apologized. And then here go Yummy doing what she does. I don't need to apologize to no fucking body. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck doing what she does, getting started, doing what Yummy does. And I'm like, Yummy, this is why you're gonna get your head tagged all season long. Humble yourself and sit down and shh. That's Yummy's problem. That's her problem. She don't know how to just fade into the background for a minute. You need to know when to speak. Know when it's time to shine. But I feel like, I don't know. I'm just got conflicting feelings about Yummy. How do y'all feel about her? Do y'all, because Yummy's, this one thing we can't deny, she's one of the best dancers there. But I feel like her attitude is going to overshadow it, because here's the thing. Yummy wants to come back into Joselines Cabaret, and she wants everybody to forget that she put a high heel in the back of Miss Natural's head. That's what she wants. And they're not forgetting that, Yummy. They're not going to forget that. And while Yummy was sitting there running her mouth, talking to Andrea like that, I'm very shocked Andrea just didn't go, say something else. That would have been me if I would have had somebody in my face saying, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'd say what? And I really like Abby a lot. The transgender girl. I like her. She doesn't pick sides. She seems like a girl's girl. She seems humble. She seems sweet. Like, she seems like one of the only girls there who's just like genuine and a good person. And I'm really excited to get to know her. And I think I may have said this last week, but another thing I like about Abby is that she is blazing a trail, a different trail for transgender girls, because transgender girls get the reputation of being messy. They get the reputation of, oh, they secretly are fucking DL men and not telling them, drama, those type of things. And Abby seems the total opposite of all that. So I'm looking forward to getting to know her. Now, here comes Ricardo again to gather the girls, and I'm already over him. Because I'm like, where is Joselyn? And I know Joselyn said she feels like it's beneath her to gather the girls, to bring them into the home, to pretty much host them. She feels like it's beneath her. But I'm like, ain't it your show? This ain't Ricardo's cabaret. The fuck? Like, where is the pimp? Where is the madam? So Ricardo tells the girls pretty much, get ready, prepare yourselves. We're going to rehearsal. And not every girl is going to make it out of rehearsal, because we're going to cut some of you girls. And only some of you will get to be in Joselines Cabaret. So the girls get in the Sprinter van and they head to rehearsal. And while they're on the bus, the girls are talking about this fight that happened between Yummy and Wet Wet. And Daisy, on the bus, Daisy and there's two different buses, because you got to remember, we got like 16 girls. So they got two separate buses taking 9 girls on one, 9 on the other, something like that. And Daisy says, she says, Yummy, I feel like you're not aggressive at all. You've got this chilled, laid-back, sweet vibe about you. However, I feel like everybody's being aggressive towards you, Yummy. Why are you so relaxed and poised and so sweet, and all these girls are coming after you? And Yummy is saying, these girls don't even know why they're mad at me. They just want to be mad for no reason. They don't even have a reason to be mad at me. Wrong answer, Yummy. I can tell you why they're mad at you. The problem is, a lot of these girls, every girl on this cast that don't like you was a fan of the show. And they watched every season before this. And they watched you, Yummy, pull your 6-inch spiked stiletto heel off. And while Miss Natural was vulnerable and not paying attention with her head down, crying because she won the cabaret, they saw you take a weapon and attack this girl. Let's call it what it is, because we're not gonna say you took a heel in here. You took a weapon and buried it in the back of this girl's head. If I was on this show, I wouldn't want to sleep under a roof with you either. I wouldn't trust your ass either, Yummy, because I'm not gonna be in bed like this, worried if Yummy gonna gash my fucking face open because she got mad at what happened yesterday. Does that make sense? You can't trust her. You can't trust her. So the girls are warming up. Watching the girls warm up, I just can't take my eyes off of Botched Barbie. The blow-up doll. They call her blow-up doll. It's like a car crash. You don't want to look, but you want to look. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, why? Why on earth would anybody pay to have their body look like that? And I'm not body shaming. Please don't take this as body shaming, because, I mean, if we want to get technical, that's not even her real body. It's not like she was born with that body and I'm shaming her. What I'm shaming is that you spent your hard-earned coins and went and laid on this table and said, I want to look like this. I want to look like this. I mean, just botched from head to toe. You need to go back and get your money, sis. Go back and get your money. It's a no for me, baby. Now, why is Wet Wet rehearsing with her titties out? Did y'all see Wet Wet over there doing her little dance move? And then you got Paris and London just, hola cha cha no carita, get jiggy with it. You see her titties straight out, and I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. This is why I love Wet Wet. She keeps me laughing because she's not trying too hard. Some of y'all might disagree with me and you might think Wet Wet is trying too hard. But I think this is Wet Wet on and off camera. I think she's dramatic on and off camera. I think she's a shit starter on and off camera. I think she pulls them titties out. Paris and London will come out at any moment on and off camera. And that's why I fucks with Wet Wet. She is reality TV gold. She's pure entertainment. She's hilarious. I mean, even if y'all know that Wet Wet, if you follow her on Instagram, you will know that this is just who she is, because she goes on live all the time acting a motherfucking fool. Now Joselyn shows up at the rehearsals, right? Y'all tell me, what the fuck was she wearing? Looking like Johnny Depp out of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, in that hat and that eye makeup and that shit she had on. What the fuck, Joselyn? And did y'all see her face when she walked in? This is what Joselyn did when she walked in. Like she was better than these girls, and she believes that. Joselyn truly believes that she is above these girls. She's better than them. They are beneath her. They are whores. They are prostitutes. They are trash, and they are just here to make her look good in the background. That's what Joselyn believes. I mean, talk is cheap. Actions speak way louder, and her actions are speaking, okay? Now, right off the bat, Joselyn starts her shit. I mean, she ain't been in the room 30 seconds, and she's already asking one of the girls, why you mean mugging? Why ain't you smiling? Why you got that bulldog look on your face? I don't like bulldogs. I don't want bulldogs in my cabaret. And my thing is like, girl, this girl, which the girl she was talking to told Joselyn, I was out of breath from doing the routine. I'm sorry that I'm not smiling, but I was out of breath. And she told Joselyn, we just finished rehearsing, so I apologize. Joselyn wants these girls to be robots, always smiling, Yes, men. Yes, ma'am. Yes, whatever you want, Joselyn. Yeah, yeah. And that's just not how reality works, Joselyn. If you want a kiss ass, if you want people around you that's just gonna lick your pussy and your feet and your ass anytime you say it, you'll never grow. You need people in your team, in your corner, who's going to tell you, yo, you fucking up. And that's Joselyn's problem. If you notice, that's why she acts the way she does. That's why she puts her hands on anybody. That's why she fought those cops. That's why she treats Ballistic like shit. That's why she treats these cabaret girls like shit. Because nobody's checked her. Nobody's checked her. So she gets away with it. She needs somebody in her camp who can say, yo, you doing too much? Get in line. And that should be Ballistic. But Ballistic is a battered wife, his damn self. If y'all notice, Ballistic is in a domestic violence battered wife situation his damn self. So he can't tell her shit. But that's the thing, like that, and I'm not gonna get too off topic with this, but I don't want a man that lets me run all over him. Do y'all know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure you women can speak for this too. Like, it's not necessarily just a woman or a man thing. You can be a woman who likes men, or you can be a man who likes men. I don't want a man that's going to let me dog him, walk all over him, treat him like shit. I need a man that if I get out of line, he gonna check me and say, get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of man I need. Joselyn has got a pussy. And I don't mean between her legs. I mean the one she lays next to every night. Now, when Joselyn checks old girl for me mugging and tells her she don't like bulldogs and she better smile, y'all see everybody else in the cabaret? Did y'all go back and rewind and watch them? They all doing this. Like this fake smile, they just don't want to crack the smile because they know Joselyn's gonna call them out and they're gonna go home. Ain't enough money in the world to subject me to this show. They could tell me, Damien, we're gonna give you $1 million tomorrow for you to go be on the male version of Joselines Cabaret. I would turn that shit down. Why? So I can go to jail for spitting in this hoe's face when she talks reckless to me? And Joselyn's got a lot of nerve to be talking shit while she come up in there looking like a straight up clown. She looked like the ringleader of a circus. I mean, and that's pretty much what she is. The show is a circus. She's running the show, so she is the ringleader. She looked a fucking hot mess. Now, if it's one thing out of this entire episode that I can agree with Joselyn on, Joselyn calls out Yummy, and she says, she calls out Yummy's wig. And I'm like, finally, Joselyn says something that makes some sense. And she tells Yummy, you gotta have to take that wig off, because that wig is a hot fucking mess. And Yummy's like, well, my hair's braided back. And Joselyn makes her take the wig off, and she does look better with the braids. I mean, do y'all think so? What did y'all like better? Did y'all like Yummy with the wig on and the bandana better, or did y'all like her with her hair braided down better? Joselyn told her she looked like a cockroach with the wig on. Just like God. She did tell her that she looked better with the braids, and she did. But I'm like, the cockroach comment, like, Joselyn, that was just unnecessary. Like, come on. Really? I feel like Joselyn will do whatever and say whatever she can to tear these girls down and make them feel like shit because she's such an insecure woman herself. And Stevie J made her so insecure, so now she's projecting and doing what Stevie J did to her. Now, Miss Natural ends up telling Joselyn about Yummy having a blade. And Yummy says, of course I got a blade. Of course I'm going to slice these bitches' face if they try to fuck with me. And Wet Wet chimes in and says, you signed a contract that said no weapons. And I said, okay. Ding, 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 ding. Bingo. Didn't I say this last week to y'all? Remember? I need y'all to always remember, if I say something on here, it's going to come to fruition, okay? Last week I told y'all, Yummy is a liability. She needs to go home. And pretty much what Wet Wet is saying is Yummy breached her contract. So my thing is, why is Zeus allowing her to stay? And then I think about what I told y'all before. The girls that return, the OGs, they have money invested in them. So they don't want to send them home. They've paid these girls good money to have them come back to the show. Because I'm sure a lot of these girls, Yummy, Wet Wet, Miss Natural, Daisy, they probably would not have came back on the show for free or for $1,000 because they know the shit they were going to endure being on that show. So these girls got paid some guapo. Okay? But Yummy just seems like really dangerous. There's times where she seems like a sweet girl, but she's one of those girls that if you piss off, she goes too far. I feel like she's the type, if her boyfriend cheated on her, he'd come up missing and then be found in a body bag 20 feet deep in a river. That's what I feel like Yummy would do. That bitch is crazy. You can't tell me otherwise. And Yummy says, I don't have time for these two hoes over here. One of them is a wannabe. One of them is a used to be. And I'm the queen bee. And I'm like, that was a good one, Yummy. But how long did you sit in the mirror and rehearse that? Now, while all this drama, this talk is going on between Joselyn, Yummy, Miss Natural, Wet Wet, whatever, T-Love speaks up and says, well, Andrea is the one who started it all, getting involved and using her voodoo doll. I'm like, here go T-Love throwing Andrea under the bus. Like, girl, you should be worried about them funky ass dance moves because you can't even do a simple 1-2 step. You need to be worried about them dance moves instead of getting involved in every fucking thing that happens in the house. And same with Wet Wet. Y'all know Wet Wet likes to get involved in all the drama, and she can't dance for shit either. Y'all need to focus on... If I was on this show, I would be focusing on them dance moves every night in my room. Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy. I would be perfecting them dance moves. Now, when T-Love tells Joselyn that Andrea's been using a voodoo doll, Joselyn says, what's a boo-boo doll? She said, what's a boo-boo doll? Now, the girls audition and they dance for Joselyn. And she's going to choose 4 girls to dance in Miami with her at the Floyd Mayweather fight. Yummy and Natural get chosen, and they are the 2 best dancers of the group, so that makes sense. And then she chooses Andrea, who says... Andrea says, I felt like Kim Kardashian when she was friends with Paris Hilton. Like, girl, you want to be friends with Joselyn that bad? Andrea is another favorite of mine. The other girl she chooses is Danny. So we got Miss Natural, we got Yummy, we got Andrea, and then we've got Danny. Those are the 4 girls that Joselyn chose to come dance with her at Floyd Mayweather's fight in Miami. Now the other girls that get chosen, the girls who get chosen, the 4 girls that got chosen, and then the rest, we actually get introductions. Have you noticed that? Like, now Zeus is finally giving us, like, introductions to them where they come on camera and they say, hi, my name is Andrea. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've been dancing for this long, yada, yada, yada. At the beginning, I was thinking we were going to get those introductions then, but I think what they're doing is any of the girls that get chosen officially to be in the cabaret, we get an introduction to them. So Joselyn gives the top 4, those 4 girls, Wet Wet, Andrea, Yummy, and Miss Natural. She tells them, I'm going to let you 4 choose who gets to stay. Because we have to let 4 girls go. So she lets those 4 girls, she lets Andrea, Wet Wet, Miss Natural, and Danny choose who gets to stay. So the rest of the girls line up and they tell the 4 girls why they should be here, what their reasoning is to stay. Now, Abby comes forward and says that she wants to represent for her community. And Joselyn says, what's the community that you're representing for? And Abby tells her that she's transgender. And Joselyn says, you're trans? And immediately all the girls in the house turn their head and they're like, you didn't know that? Joselyn says that she's in shock and she didn't know that Abby used to be Abraham. Listen, it's not funny, but it's funny. I'm not transphobic. Y'all please don't run with that. You're transphobic because you laughed at that comment. It was fucking funny. When she said Abby used to be Abraham, I about died. Joselyn is an evil bitch, but that evil bitch can be funny sometimes. Now, Joselyn looks puzzled. Like, she's shocked. She looks shocked, but I don't think she was shocked. I'm going to tell y'all why. Joselyn looks puzzled, and she says, are you a man? And Abby says, I'm a woman, Joselyn. I don't have a penis. And Abby's, like, holding her thong, like, getting ready to, like, show her pussy, I guess. She says, I don't have a penis. I have a vagina. And Joselyn says, let me see. And grabs her hand, like, wants to take her out and look at her pussy. I'm like, what am I watching? What is going on here? Like, what? Joselyn. Now, why are you gonna ask that girl to see her punani? I honestly felt like it was rude, honestly, of Joselyn to do that. You just gonna say anything. Like, why are you gonna do that girl like that? You wanna, like, really? And why you wanna see? I wouldn't want to see. That's just me personally. That's Abby's private parts. That's her area. I don't even care. I don't want to see no biological woman's pussy, yet alone a transgender girl's pussy. Like, Joselyn, what is going on here? But let me tell you this. I do give Abby props because I heard that gender reassignment surgery, male to female, is painful. Okay? And I ain't seen no photos, but from what I heard, like, and this could all be he said, she said, rumors, bullshit talk, but I've heard lots of things when it comes to gender reassignment surgery. Like, you don't really get the sexual pleasure that you used to. Sometimes it's hard to use the bathroom, like different things like that seems very scary. But like I said, I give Abby the props for having the courage to go through with that. And for anybody that says, I hate when people say, oh, these transgender people are mutilating their bodies and all. It's like, shut up. Y'all are the same hoes who are getting boob jobs, BBLs, ass shots, ass lifts, tummy tucks, extensions in your hair, filler in your lip, fake noses, eyelash, altering and fucking mutilating everything. But as soon as a trans person does it, it's a bad thing. I respect Abby for living her truth, and she seems like one of the only sane, level-headed girls there. Now, Joselyn takes Abby to the back and does look at her pussy. And then comes out after, and Joselyn's crying. And I'm like, what am I watching right now? What happened? Why are you crying, Joselyn? And Joselyn is crying and starts making this speech, and she says she has a lot of trans friends, and besides the mental warfare that they go through in their minds, Joselyn said she felt, when she was talking to Abby, she felt the mental warfare that Abby was dealing with. And she says Abby showed her everything. She says, she showed me her cuts. She's cut up everywhere. And I'm like, wait, cut where? Like, her pussy's cut up? What's going on? Because I'm getting confused at this moment. She says Abby showed her cuts. She's cut up everywhere. Like, is her vagina cut up? I don't get it. And then Joselyn says the pussy is, and y'all know I'm quoting. I'm not giving like a synopsis on what she said. I'm quoting. Joselyn then says, the pussy is what made me stop crying. Because how could something so beautiful be done at the hands of a man? So I think what she's saying is that she couldn't believe that Abby's vagina looked so real and that it was done by a man, meaning a doctor. She can't believe that a doctor could make a vagina look like that. And that's why she was crying. But that still confused me. So I'm like, okay, well, where does the cuts come from? And if she's all cut up everywhere, then how does the vagina how's the vagina so beautiful? I don't know. I've got so many questions. If y'all know what she was talking about, if y'all have any clarity on what the hell Joselyn meant, please put in the comments and let me know, because I'm just lost. Maybe I can get Abby on the podcast, on the YouTube. I'm gonna reach out to her and maybe we can do an interview. Now this seemed like a real moment from Joselyn. I thought she was being real for the first time ever and vulnerable and just a real person. But I can't help but wonder if it was all an act. If Joselyn was just doing that to pander to the community. Because you say all this, Joselyn, but then a week later, you're on video fighting these cops and calling them faggots and all these derogatory, hateful hate speech towards gay people, perpetuating this awful negative vitriol, spewing this negativity. So my thing is, which one is it? Are you an ally or are you the ops? Because I can't figure out which one it is at this point. And also my thing is, how did Joselyn, this is another reason why I feel like it was an act, because how did Joselyn not know that Abby was trans? Abby's been very open about being trans. She auditioned for Baddies West or Baddies East, one of the two, and she made it known that she was trans. When she auditioned for Joselines Cabaret, I'm pretty sure she let it be known that she was trans. The producers knew, and you know they had to fill Joselyn in on it. Hey, we got a transgender house or contestant that auditioned. How do you feel about that? So I think Joselyn knew, but she wanted to put on an act and be Captain Save-A-Trans. That's what I think it really was. Now Abby's crying at this point, and Joselyn tells her that she's going to choose her to be in the cabaret, but not because of who she is. And she says that if Abby gets in one fight, she's going home because by DNA, she's still a man. And that's where I had the problem right there, because you just said all this stuff. You just went on, did this whole empowerment speech about, you know, why you respect Abby and how you have so many transgender friends. But then you say, you tell her that by DNA, she's stronger than all of you that are there. You better not get into a fight with any of these girls because by DNA, you're stronger than all of us here. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't have casted her, because you know that at the end of the day, Joselines Cabaret is the bad girls club and y'all be scrapping in there. So if Abby gets knocked upside the head, she's supposed to just not do nothing because she was born a male. I don't agree with that. I'm going to tell y'all why. I know that transgender women in women's sports has been a big topic. I know that transgender women fighting other biological women has been a big topic in the media and things like that. And I, as a gay man, I agree with that to an extent. I do. I can see where people think it's unfair for trans people to play in women's sports. But here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people are realizing. A lot of these transgender women go through the hormones, or how do I word this? The strength that they once had as a man is no longer there, because they're taking these hormones that gets rid of that masculine strength that they had as a man. So a lot of these trans women don't have the ability that a lot of y'all think that they do. Y'all think that they can outrun the women, or they can outfight the women, outswim the women. And I'm sure there are some that can, absolutely. Biology, DNA, genetics, whatever you want to call it. Science, we can talk about that, right? But we can't negate the fact that a lot of these trans people are getting these hormones and they're doing it and they don't have the muscle mass that they used to. I mean, doctors can tell y'all this. It's public information. I'm not just making it up. And then Joselyn talking about you got more strength than all of us here. Did you not watch the video, Joselyn, of the body cam footage of you and them police officers? Because, baby, you turned into Hulk quick. You had superhuman strength. That Coca-Cola gives Joselyn superhuman strength. So who's really the one that's got more strength than everybody combined? Oh, we're like 40 minutes in, y'all. This video is going to take forever to upload. Yeah, if anybody acts like a man, it's Joselyn. She act like a man. She talk like a man. She walk like a man. If anybody is like a man, it's you, Joselyn. And also, Abby gives me the vibes that she's not a fighter. Like, I don't think she's going to be fighting any of these girls. She looks like, she comes with peace and love. And it's just, I don't get those vibes from her. And like I said, let's say Abby does get hit. Is she supposed to take it? Well, I don't think so. I don't think so because I'm not trans. I'm a straight up male. And let me tell you something. If a female put their hands on me, I'm hitting you back. The fuck? I don't care what's between your legs. Man, woman, trans. If you hit me, I'm hitting you back. So I don't think that if Abby gets in a fight, she should have to just sit there and take it. I don't think so. Is that just me? What do y'all think? This one's important. Drop your comments in the conversation below. So the top 4 girls, they end up cutting some of the girls. They cut Blow Up Doll, and Miss Natural says the nose, the cheeks, the lips. It's just preposterous. Miss Natural, everything Miss Natural was thinking, I was thinking too. I'm like, I just refuse to believe that any human being wakes up one morning and says, I want to look like this. I refuse to believe it. And honestly, the only future, because they cut the Blow Up Doll because she don't know how to dance. The only future that I see Blow Up Doll having is porn. No shade. The only thing I can see her doing in her future is porn. Nobody's going to hire her. Let's just be real. And, it's wrong to judge people off of their looks, but that's just the way society is. And if this chick comes in and it says, I'm here to apply for a job at Home Depot, they're not going to take you serious with them triple E's on your chest and them basketball and floaters in your ass. Come on now. Are you going to hire her? If you had a business and Blow Up Doll walked in, would you hire her? The only place I'm going to hire her is the brothel, the strip club, or the porn studio. Now, I want y'all to, before we close this out, I want y'all to peep something real quick. Something I told y'all from the very, very beginning. So, Yummy, Abby, and another one of the girls decide that they want to chop Wet Wet because they think that Wet Wet is not the strongest dancer, which she's not. And at this point, it's majority rules. The girls have voted that they want Wet Wet to go home. And Joselyn is allowing them to vote. But Joselyn says she's going to make an executive decision and she's going to allow Wet Wet to stay. Do y'all think she's going to allow Wet Wet to stay because she thinks Wet Wet's got potential to be an amazing dancer? Absolutely not. Listen, the moment they said, the moment that Yummy, Abby, those other girls said they wanted Wet Wet to go home, I knew she wasn't going anywhere. I knew she wasn't. Didn't I tell y'all over and over again? I've said it multiple times in this video. I've said it in the past videos. The producers have too much invested in these OG girls. They're not going to let them go home. Just like What's her name? Fuck. What's her name? I got it down here. Lucky. Just like Lucky. You know, we saw Joselyn send Lucky home a couple episodes ago. What did I tell y'all? Lucky ain't going nowhere. They got too much invested in her. I know how these producers' minds work. It's business. It's business. It really is business. Yummy, Wet Wet, Daisy, Miss Natural were all paid more money to be there because they are the OGs. And they are not going to let the OGs go home early over these girls that got paid nothing. If we can send a girl home that we've invested nothing in, we'll do that. So that's why Wet Wet was allowed to stay. So Joselyn says we're going to keep Wet Wet and we're sending another girl home. And she points at some girl in the corner. The girl who was doing the fake crying at the auditions, remember her? They send her home. And y'all going to think I'm being a mean girl when I say this. But baby, y'all know the girl Spin? Her name is Spin. Spin Pole Fitness or whatever her name is. When she came on the screen to do her introduction, and she popped up on that screen, she scared me. She scared me with that red wig. Y'all know who she looked like? Do y'all know who Shamar is? Shamar from Instagram. The one who got the torso that's like this. No shade, Shamar. But that's what Spin looked like. Shamar. Whoo, child. Baby girl. I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Now, to further prove my point, like I told y'all regarding the OGs, we see Lucky show back up. I hate to be a I told you asshole, but I told y'all. Got too much invested in Lucky. She ain't going nowhere. Lucky, when she comes back in, she looks like she's been crying. She got like little pink bags under her eyes. But she pretty much tells Joselyn, you know, I'm here. I want to stay. I want to be in the cabaret. I apologize. And she says she brought Joselyn a gift to apologize to her. Joselyn tells her, you know, I ought to slap the shit out of you. I ought to put my 5 fingerprints on your hand. Joselyn does what Joselyn does, treats the girls like hoes, and she's the pimp. And she ultimately leaves it up to the girls to decide if Lucky can stay or not. And most of the girls don't want her there because, I mean, if you think about it, she's just another number you got to get rid of. So it would be smart to let Lucky go. But Daisy is one of the ones who wants her to stay. Daisy's on her side, which is smart because Daisy needs an ally in this house. And Daisy and Lucky were on season 1 together. So they've already got history. They've worked together. They've filmed together. If I was Daisy, I would want Lucky to stay too. Look, we know each other. We've been on a season together. We're both from Miami. Let's go into the final 2 together, you know? And y'all think that Lucky just walked in there and wanted to stay that bad? Do y'all think that? Because let me tell you, hell no. I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Producers pulled Lucky to the side when Joselyn kicked her out and said, look, this is what producers told Lucky. Look, we want you to go to the rehearsal space and we want you to apologize to Joselyn. We've already talked to Joselyn. We told her that we want you on the show, that we've invested in you. We've already given you your check. We do not want to send you home in 2 episodes. So go back and apologize, and we're going to tell Joselyn to let you stay. That's exactly what happened. That's how it works, okay? Now, next week, I can see that T-Love is going to be a problem. Because T-Love is just in all the drama, getting into it, everybody. And yet she's the one girl that don't know how to dance. She said it herself. She came from a strip club. She only knows how to do stripper-style dancing. She's never done choreography before. She's never done this type of dancing. And you can tell because she's over here like looking at all the girls out of sync, not on rhythm. And she's focused on everybody else. Worry about your dancing, Miss Mamas. Okay, I cannot believe we're going to wrap this up. For the first in Damien After Dark history, I've had a video go to 50 minutes. Our after shows never go this long. However, since I was late, I decided to, since I was late with this video, I decided to make it a little bit longer, give y'all a little bit of a gift, give you something special for being patient, for waiting on me. I love you guys so much, and I want to hear from you on what you thought of this episode. It was a really, really good episode, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about the Yummy versus Wet Wet fight? And do you think Wet Wet should have minded her business when she got involved with Miss Natural and Wet Wet? And also, let me know what you guys think about Abby. How do you guys feel about Abby? And do you think it was weird that Joselyn wanted to see her coochie? I want to hear from you. What did y'all think about that? And also, I want to know what you guys think about Lucky coming back. Were y'all glad to see Lucky come back? Or do you not really care if she came back or not? All right. So make sure you join the conversation. Comment below by leaving me your thoughts and opinions. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a beat. And last but not least, support the channel by liking this video. You can also support by donating. I will put in the description below ways that you can donate using Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. So, I appreciate you guys so much for the support and always watching me, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.